SK Gaming might not be on top of the world anymore, but you can't argue Fallen doesn't understand how to use a good flashbang and use utility well overall. Trying this is very important. Often you find yourself on the T side and your random pugs really struggling because there's so many angles CTs can be holding from. Utility is particularly important on this map as opposed to maybe other maps like Inferno or something. So first time we're going to see Fallen use a flash. It's just a nice little bait and switch setup. Often teams on the T side, if they manage to push you off, push the AWP off the IV position, they think they can maybe set up, throw a smoke, and try and get some IV control. I like this bait and switch from Fallen. As soon as the player's spotted, just flashing out, Bolts is in a great spot to pounce. And you see Taco very disciplined in this one, so he doesn't get found out. But if he was trying to push on after getting Fallen off that angle, Bolts could potentially punish him and give your team a nice opening pick into the round. Another spot we know CTs love to get aggressive and try and find picks is lower and upper ramp over towards B. Especially AWPers will do this. We're going to see Fallen do exactly this in this scenario here. So it's actually going to be Taco supporting him with the great flash. Obviously Taco's moved on, but we can still show some of the ideas he had. Middle of this shadow, just up to the top like so. And you can see as Fallen peaks, it gives Tabson blind a little bit. Fallen gets flashed off, but then a second flash comes in. See another flash just for Fallen to fall away after he gets blinded. So just great preparation by Taco overall to help out Fallen with this one. If you don't know the lineup, it's just the middle of the shadow. I'll show you on the screen right now, hopefully. Middle of the shadow, up at the bottom of that ceiling, and you're good to go. Pretty simple, and a great effective flash to help out your teammates. So continuing to this one, this isn't really a set flash, but just the importance of just basic communication and flashing your teammates out. And this is a very important thing. Again, you can do this on train, one of the best maps for doing this. You can see coldzera starts to get a bit of pressure towards him. Fallen turns around, throws a great flash, and again, it's not a set flash. Fallen just turns around, knows the basics of a flash, gets coldzera a kill, and you see a 4v2, nothing to be upset about, seeing yourself definitely winning this round, and it's also good information that there's another player over there in that IV position. Now obviously it's a little bit ambitious to think about maybe getting aggressive up the pop dog area, going up that ladder, but the last spot you can get quite aggressive is take some map control away from the T side, and just get in that T-con area, get the narrower choke point, and really free up the rest of your manpower. You can see a very simple example here, Molotov in from Fur, Fallen holding it with an AWP, then as soon as Fur's in position, a very simple flash, you can see Stanislaw tried to hold this, blinds him off, and Fur has quite an easy job pushing in here. One of the great things about this push is the fact that, well, that's a much narrower choke point, isn't it, than we think about this choke point here, much wider. There's different angles, they can come out like this, come out around this side of the train, whereas Fur locking down this inner side right here, there's only one choke point to worry about. The T side can't jump multiple ways. If you keep throwing smokes in this area, it limits a lot of options. You can see in this scenario, it allows for Cold and Fallen to get some aggressive information over here towards Pop Dog, because they don't have to worry about this T-con area. Fallen trusts Fur to have it covered. Bolts has got the other choke point here, and they can really work other parts of the map, or if they wanted to, they could cheat another player over towards B. They trust you in this scenario, so they take the approach in this one of just gaining more map control and applying pressure elsewhere. And by the way, there's so many different ways to do this. You don't have to do it the same way every time. Just a very simple smoke of a Pop Dog, get that choke point disappearing so Fur can be confident creeping up here. He can Molotov himself, and Fallen's again just going to throw this very simple flash. Yeah, here we go, he took his time. In right here, Twisted forced to turn away, and Fur can just walk in. So there's so many different ways to do this. This is one of the great things about train, is it's so open, so there's not many very set flashes, like, oh, this is an amazing pop flash if you're going to throw, but there's a lot you can do with this utility, and you can do it in a whole pile of different ways, depending on what your goal is in the round, essentially. This same concept applies on the T side as well. You have to be prepared to maybe remove from the action a little bit to enable the rest of your teammates, similar to how we see Fallen's flash enables Fur to get control of T-con. It's very similar on the T side as well, especially towards this A site, because these flashes are thrown from out towards this area. See, this first flash is very powerful. Again, it doesn't do a whole lot of damage. You're a long way away from these players in con, the timing of them. You can see it does blind him a little bit and allows coldzera just a split second just to creep himself out of this T-con area and just get some basic control up to what most people maybe call Olov. And then you see, again, it's going to be a very fast Pop Dog take. Fallen flashing right above the Pop Dog for coldzera and the rest of the players to come out. See, this flash comes out, forces Cage and B away. Again, a great counter this time for anyone trying to get that fast Pop Dog control. Shazam also blind because this one is quite high. And you see, this take is a very simple one from SK, but one I actually really love. coldzera is going to peek on top of the blue train. These guys come out this way, and it's just a great pincer onto this A site. So you can see these players take out like so. coldzera's got a crossfire onto Shazam at the back of the lane area. And just like that, Fallen really... he's the reason they win this. These two flashes are one of the main reasons they win this round, but Fallen has no kills at this point, but his team is winning the game and they're winning the round, so who really cares at that point? And the great thing about flashing from this box is you can really support your team in other ways as well. This is a very simple connector smoke. Throw a whole lot of utility from this spot here. You're just going to line yourself up like so. That's going to smoke the middle of the bomb train. You can bring it down like this. It's going to smoke the left-hand side. If you want to Molotov off the E-box area, very simple like so, and then your teammates can even throw utility from other parts of the map, probably within above that Pop Dog area. You flash him out like so, you get a really powerful take. You see the Molotov off E-Box, left-hand side, right-hand side, connector. I mean, there's so many options you can have from the scenario, and honestly, you can use them all at different points in the game, depending on what you want to achieve. And as you expect, the B site's no different. A great little flash for the players to come out upper here from Fallen. A bit of a jump flash, as you can probably tell. He's going to push himself against the railing. You can see the line up there with that dot on the wall. It's just a great jump flash. And the great thing about this flash, if I pause it right here, is you can see it pops right behind this part of the bomb train. So Cold Zero has quite a decent time coming out upper. Obviously, this is the first flash from Fallen. He does, if I just let go. Throws it the second time. You can see the timing of this one's much better with Cold coming out that upper area. But you can see that this flash here does a great job of covering that angle there towards Lucka, trying to AWP that con connector line, which is a very common one. You can see even Gobby, he must have been looking away at just the right moment, but potentially getting one behind that blue train because there is a line from there up towards upper. So this is a great, just a great flash overall to get this player out upper. You see the smoke down as well. Cold Zero relatively uncontested coming out here and can create a lot of space for any of his teammates maybe coming down the lower ramp. What if you don't want to just come out lower ramp? Well, a very simple flash, just get one to bobble off the edge of the wall or the edge of this little upper area. I guess you could call it a bit of a storage compartment. And you see this one just bounces off the back here, and basically it's going to get anyone looking anywhere above ramp. It pops right above this lower ramp entrance. You can see Taka actually tries to turn away. He gets blinded. And basically the only spot, you see any line that maybe players play from this position over here, anywhere on site, anywhere it coils, it was also going to be flashed by this. So it's a great little flash. Basically any T players can come out this lower ramp position. Not the case in this one. They're all coming out upper again. It is a good flash for basically a lot of the site, but Nitro's position is the only one you really have to worry about. You can see a player at upper can very easily deal with this as well. So it's not a huge deal. And that's probably the most common entry flash on the B site we see Fallen throw overall. Sometimes your opening flash will work, but you'll still be in a 4v4. And in this scenario, you need some kind of aggressive map control, otherwise the CTs will just pincer onto you. I've covered this before. But you can see the importance behind this for Fallen. Flashing for Stewie to get aggressive up there towards the oil train before the bomb even goes down. That's the importance of this behind it for him. And you can see again, giving Stewie the position or the chance to reposition over this very powerful spot right here. And this is basically where the round is won right now, because the CTs, this is a very hard angle to clear off, because you can see you got players such as Cold who can trade this position as soon as Stewie peaks. Stewie picks his timing, again, finding res off the flash. Great coordination overall from SK, and he's going to disappear right now. And notice, the thing is, because they have to clear him out so far, it allows players such as Cold Zero to get into an angle where they can trade him off like so, and he ends up just winning this round overall. Finds Dennis just as he's about to go into the smoke. Boris just doesn't have enough time left on the clock, and you see all this is done. Stewie wastes a lot of time, and he's able to get into that position because of the importance and the priority Fallen puts onto these flashes out towards here, allows Stewie into this aggressive position. He can run away and take on, waste so much time, even though those two players that were last left alive can't be worried about, or they're not focused on this connector player. It's still forced res to come back here. Cold's able to get that early pick, because a 1v3 is very difficult. You can get that one, you're into a 1v2, manages to find Dennis. Obviously quite situational, but again, just the importance of this control, and the easiest way to do it's obviously with smokes and flashes, and you see the priority Fallen puts into it. And I definitely recommend, if you can get some communication into your game, just chuck those long flashes. Tell your teammates, hey, get up into this position. I'll sit blue train. As soon as you get picked, I'm going to peek out. I'm going to trade you. We have a great position moving forward in this post-plant scenario. Now, you're probably sick of hearing me say it, but map control is so incredibly important on Train. You can see even a very simple flash like the one we're going to see Fallen throw, just falling off the corner of this box, just aiming at the bottom of that pipe right there. See that flashes in the middle of the hallway? It's going to get anyone holding the left or the right hand side of Ivy. You see it lands kind of like that middle ground, so just that cross section of where the AWPer could be holding gives Fallen the confidence to peek onto these angles. And then this utility as well, not really much about the flashes, but I want to talk about the movement it creates from the CT side. A good counter flash from Liquid in this one, but a flash and a smoke towards this right hand side. You can see it forces Naf over here towards the CT spawn area, locking down anyone maybe trying to wrap towards the B side. Twist can't be 100% confident looking towards Pop. He has to constantly turn around, be concerned about what SK might be pulling off behind the smoke. And you can see again, just the rotations this forces. You might think right now, well, hang on, don't you normally want to come out this way? Well, yeah, but if you smoke this off, it just denies so much information. They don't know how you're setting up behind it. Forces Naf this way, otherwise, on the rare occasion, you could have players sneaking into spawn. Taku's in a lot of hurt, so you see that the force of the movement it just creates basically on the CT side. Two players basically now covering Ivy because of this little utility, basic utility usage by Fallen. Nitro is now left alone looking towards T-Con. No one's looking at Pop. It's okay for Liquid in this particular scenario, but just the movement this creates overall from the CT side is just so important. And again, it's not crazy pop flashes. I'm not showing you crazy self-pop flashes to get yourself 2 or 3 Ks. It's just simple map control, which can be the difference between winning and losing a round. They still lose this round because Twist just goes nuts. Fallen misses a few AWP shots, but I think you guys get the idea, and hopefully you guys understand the importance of these simple flash and utility usage, and it's not all specky, glorified 10 amazing pop flashes that you might see elsewhere. And hopefully that's good enough for you, because it is the end of the video. If you did enjoy it, maybe think about subscribing and liking the video, and of course I'll catch you all in the next one.